Now, bad news for the hip pocket in The Australian. Power pain, long winter of high costs. Households and businesses face extended power price pain into next year after the energy market operator revealed the cost of generating electricity rose 31% in the 3 months to June. Gemma, various governments need to stop pretending that they're not responsible for all this.
Well, this is the can you can't keep kicking down the road. It is all of the cliches we can wheel out. It's the canary that's been singing for several years down the coal mine. I don't understand how the current government is taking such a dogmatic approach. Well, I do understand it's ideology over pragmatism, but it is a dogmatic approach that is costing people, and it's beginning to reflect in the polling as well. I mean, there are so many indicators that are pointing to a terrible destination for this government, but more importantly, the government's job, and my learned colleague to my left on the desk will back me up here, a government's job is to improve the lives of the people that it elects, that has elected them. It's not this job is not to run their own ideological agenda, but here we are. We were promised all manner of things. We should never, those of us who didn't vote, should never have believed them. But power prices have gone up, cost of living has gone up, inflation's gone up, and we're talking about all the cosmetic things in this country, and there's always a reckoning, Caroline. There is always a reckoning for these things.
Absolutely, and Bronwyn, I think, you know, there really is at some stage going to be a reckoning, whether this government has worked it out or not. Chris Bowen and co, isn't it time that they restrain their renewable dream?
Absolutely. Look, the statement that renewables are the cheapest form of electricity is simply a lie. Yes, sunshine and wind are free, but the means of converting that into power and transmitting it to your home or to businesses is the most expensive thing you can possibly do. And it's costing us money we just can't afford. And still, if you daily we get a report about in New South Wales where our power comes from. This morning I think it was 77% comes from coal-fired power stations. And seriously, we are going to... The only way we can have reliable power is from coal or from nuclear. And until we can have modular nuclear reactors which can sit on the old footprint of a coal-fired power station and use the old grid, then we are going to have problems. Because the government cannot deliver reliable power. It's simply impossible.
And I also wonder, Bronwyn and Caroline, I also wonder what the tipping point's going to be. Like, how many headlines have we discussed like this over how many weeks? What is the tipping point going to be?
Well, I'm not altogether sure, Jem, but it is a really good question because rates are going to keep going up, households are going to keep struggling, and we're not really seeing any respite in future. So you make a very good point there. I'm not really sure what it is that jolts this government into action.